Good morning, day 656. Since 50 hostages have been brutally, barbarically, violently, and inhumanely were kidnapped to the hell called Gaza by the inhumane, barbaric, rapists, modern-day Nazis, monsters from Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Mujahideen Brigade, UNRWA, the UN, Al Jazeera, they're all complicit together with the support and financial help from Iran, Qatar, and Egypt. We are here every morning to demand basic common sense. Demand from Hamas to surrender and let all 50 hostages go immediately, at once, in one phase, one bus, all of them together, no one is left behind, and Israel should give up nothing. Unfortunately, this is not what the deal that is being negotiated right now is talking about. These are not the terms that Israel is willing to accept because of the pressure, because of the international pressure on Israel. Israel is caving down with the demands with the lines that they draw. They're forced to push back, to pull back, to withdraw from areas they took over in order to put pressure on Hamas, the areas that they cleared from terrorists, that as soon as they withdraw from these areas, the terrorists gonna emerge from the tunnels like rats and take over back again these areas that Israel has now control over. All of it for the hope to release maybe half of the hostages. They're talking about 10 alive hostages, which is, according to intelligence information, it's half of the alive hostages, and 18 non-alive, which is a little over half of the non-alive. There's a total of 50. According to intelligence information, 20 of them are alive and the rest are not. This is not what we want. Israel shouldn't give up anything. Also, I forgot to mention, of course, releasing terrorists, thousands of terrorists. Israel should be supported by the international community against these ruthless, barbaric monsters who have no respect for human lives. They are committed to annihilate Israel. And by leaving them in power, letting them dictate the terms and pressuring Israel instead of pressuring Hamas, you're giving them reward. You're rewarding them. They're gonna be victorious at the end of it if we continue this path. Their goal, and they are very patient, they can wait decades for that to happen. The goal is to annihilate Israel, to annihilate the Jewish nation in Israel and around the world, and they're not trying to hide it. They're saying it out loud. The supporters say it out loud. That's what the supporters want. That's what, when people ask in Israel to end the war, that's what they want. They want Israel to be gone. They want Israel to be annihilated. There's no other reason. If they claim that they want to end the war because they care for human lives, that's fucking bullshit. Because the only war that they're marching down to the streets and trying to boycott Israel and smearing Israel with all of these lies is the only conflict in the whole world where they're outspoken against. They don't give a fuck about any other human lives besides the Palestinians' lives. That's the only thing that you can only be humane if you care for Palestinians. You don't give a fuck about the Christians, dozens of thousands of Christians who have been slaughtered in Africa as we speak, in Syria, about the Druze community, the Alawites. There's so many minorities who have been slaughtered by Islamic jihadists, but you all fucking cricket because it's Muslims who are committing these atrocities. Same as you didn't care much about Israelis who were slaughtered by Islamic jihadists on October 7th. You don't care about human lives. You're just exposing your true colors, intentions of true hatred and wanting to see the Jews annihilated. That's all. Every person, including the ones in Israel, who are calling for the end of the war without demanding that first Hamas release all 50 hostages and surrender and give up power, you're all calling for the annihilation of Israel. That's it. If you have common sense, you must know that in order for this war to be over, Hamas must surrender and let our people go. This is the only reason there's a war. There's no genocide, there's no starvation. They have stockpile of food waiting in order for the, I don't know what they're waiting for, but in order to paint Israel as the villain, they're starving Gaza out while they're letting thousands of trucks since October 7 are entered with humanitarian aid that then Hamas takes over, store it in their warehouses, and then sell it also in the markets. There's no starvation in Gaza. There's no famine. Israel is not starving their enemy. Israel is doing whatever it can according to international law in order to bring back our people and to eliminate the threat, the terrorists. And we will continue to do it. Israel must stand strong, must stand for what is right. If there will be a ceasefire, all 50 hostages should be released on the first day of ceasefire, and Hamas must surrender. We do not agree to a deal that will end this war and leave Hamas in power only so they can continue committing more atrocities and commit another October 7 as they promised, as they vowed. They can't wait to do it again. And they would, if we will let them. If we will let them stay in power. We cannot let Gaza stay the terrorist hub it's been for decades. We must end all terrorism, all terrorist groups, and their delusional ideology that they're gonna annihilate Israel, because it's never gonna happen. We must end terrorism and the radicalism and the indoctrination that is happening there, and introduce the Gazans with common sense education where they can thrive for peace with their neighbors. They don't have to hate the Jews and devoted their whole life and resources to kill the Jews. They can just live in peace if they're willing to just live in peace, as Israel is willing to, as Israel have done so, as Israel Jews went back to their homeland Israel in order to do so, to live in peace. And they will continue to do so. We will continue to live peacefully, proudly in an ancestral homeland Israel, between the Jordan River all the way to the Mediterranean Sea, including Judea and Samaria, that hopefully soon we're gonna have Israel's sovereignty over. We will live there proudly for eternity. Am Yisrael Chai, forever.